Thank you for the question, because very often it's taken as understood. This term diversity has been used so often that it's often actually now in people's minds, particularly at the moment, reduced to one aspect of diversity, which is your identity. And sometimes worse, it's reduced to gender diversity. So to me, there are two aspects of diversity that we need to be better at recognizing, acknowledging, and understanding how those two aspects intersect and relate to one another. The first aspect is identity diversity. Your identity is what you're born with. Your gender, your age, your ethnical, cultural descent, your sexual orientation are things that you're born with. You cannot change this. So we've actually established almost a proxy between identity and cognitive diversity, saying if you're born in a particular way, that defines the contribution that you're going to make in the workplace. That's actually a shortcut that is not helpful at all nowadays, because what we're doing by using this shortcut is we are basically saying that all people who have the same identity would contribute in the same way, would have the same attributes or skills or styles. It's counterproductive in what we're trying to achieve, because it's actually enhancing the very stereotypes that are hurting us. And so it's actually much more useful to look at a group of people from the perspective of the diversity of their styles, their thinking patterns, their emotional constructs. Scott Page from University of Michigan refers to this as mentor models. So think about a problem to solve, or an issue, or a particular topic that a group is working on. If you take one person or a couple of people working on this topic, they will probably bring to it a particular way of looking at the data that's available, looking at the issue from a particular perspective. It's their mental model. If you add a variety of people to come together, work together in solving the issue, they are all going to bring their own particular mental model to the issue. And that is fundamentally a different way to look at this than by just looking at their identity. Your mental models are the product of your life experience. The level of adversity that you had to face in your life, or the lack thereof, where you were born, the people you interacted with, where you worked, the bosses you've had, the colleagues you've had, your family construct. All of this contributes in an amazing way to shaping your mental model, and therefore the contribution you make to your team. That is so much more powerful than looking at people's identities, because your identity could in no way predetermine your mental model and your contribution to a workplace. So basically, what I'm saying here is that whilst in the past we've looked at diversity just from the lens of identity, we should actually understand, take into account the fact that cognitive diversity, i.e. attracting a diversity of people who will have had very varied life experiences and therefore bring different mental models, is actually more important than bringing people who look visibly different but may have developed over time very similar mental models.